Welcome to another exciting episode of Doug's Electronic Repair Bench.
Afternoon, YouTube. Here with you this afternoon on another rainy day here in Seymour, Indiana. I think I'm going to take a look at the little multimeter that Ron sent to me for repair and see what it needs. Kind of taking a break from the radios for a little bit. It's a Sunday and a day of rest here, so you know I didn't make a video yesterday either. So I had a rough night on Friday night. We were supposed to go to my son's house to play cards, and with the weather being what it was, the threat of the big ice storm, which didn't actually materialize in this area, he had to work. He works for Indiana Department of Transportation. So he had to spread salt, I think. So anyway, my daughter decided maybe we could play cards out at their house, and so we did. And it's one of those nights where we just couldn't quit. I got home. I rode with my grandson, and we got home at a little bit before 3, and I didn't get in bed until after 3. So Saturday was a late morning for me. I didn't get up till 10, so I just didn't do much of anything yesterday. That was about the size of it. So enough of my busy night, weekend, whatever. Let's get into the kitchen and to the workshop and see what we can get into. Here we are back again, YouTube, back in the workshop. And I've already taken the little meter apart. Taken the back off of it, I should say. I had two things fell out. Let me get some close-ups going here. Okay, I gotta get used to using this camera. Mainly I have to remember to push the record button. I went through a pretty long spiel on this, and then the camera goes off after, if you don't press record or use it. After a while it just goes off, and so it went off. And anyway, what I said was, begin with here, is the thing that came out of this was this little piece here and this wire. That came out when I opened the back of it, and this is the spot where the this one goes here. That's for the, I think, negative. Yeah, the negative of the battery, and I believe that wire circles around through here and comes out about here. If I'm not getting that close at all, I think it connects right there on the underneath side of the board. See, this one does that too. Goes from here around through here, connects up here. See that right there? So I think that's where it goes, because I see a spot where something was at, and that is the negative side of the meter too. So I'm thinking that's where it connects to. I'm hoping. It's not a big deal. It's not going to mess up anything, I don't think. But so anyway, there is a fuse in there. I guess it's still good. I can't see it, but I could measure it. But what I plan to do is take this, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, at least 3 screws out there, and this board here should lift up enough to where I can see what's underneath of it. I may have to take this dowel off here, but that shouldn't be a problem. Or knob, I should say, not dowel. But that's what we're going to do to tackle this thing. I just thought I would show you before I actually get into it. And again, this is a tiny thing. But this has the battery. The only thing that battery does is for the ohms function of this. And if you can see right here, this setting here is for times 1K ohms. So it basically goes up to 1,000 ohms, and that's about its limit, I believe. So that's it has up to 1,000 DC volts, up to 1,000 AC volts, and up to 250 milliamps on the current. So it's a handy little meter. I'm sure I can understand why Ron wants to get it working again. So that's what we're looking at. So let me see if I can take this meter circuit board off and go from there and see if I can tell if that's for sure where that came off of.
Yeah, that's what's right there. That's where it goes.
I'm going to bring you back here and show you what I'm looking at. This, and it's hard to see, very hard to see, but there's a spot right there next to the fuse, and if we look at this side we can see it a little better. It's this one right here. That's where the negative goes on the battery. There's nothing. There was something connected here, and there's nothing connected there now, so that has to be it. So there's not really too much of a question about that. I was able to get this apart enough to find that out. So what I'll do here is clean that off and get my hole back where I can see it, and I'll put a little longer loop of wire in there to where I can cut it to the length it needs to be later on, and get that all back together. Clean this up best I can. There's still some corrosion in there. I'll use some vinegar or whatever. I may try a little vinegar and see if that will take corrosion off of that all this piece here. So if it does, at least to give me a better idea of what it's supposed to look like, and I can go from there. So that's going to be for next time though, because I didn't plan on making a video at all today, so here I'm making this one. So what I'm going to do is get this uploaded, put it into the video editor and edit that, upload it, and we will call it a day. Now tomorrow I'll be back to the old grind. I got to pick up the girls, and it's their supper day. I had an extra supper day on Friday, so their dad was in, I think I told you about that. He went to Indianapolis for a meeting, and they wanted to play cards, ended up taking them home, I don't know, about 8 o'clock or whatever it was. So we'd already had supper by that time, and so tomorrow will be another supper day. So I doubt that I'll get a chance to make another video. I thought I better put this one in, get this one in the can, so I have something to go with. And this radio here is next step on that is to take this switch off and route the wire where it's supposed to, where this wire, I'll probably route this green wire to where this one connects to, which is right over here. You can see that on the back of that auxiliary AC plug. I'll just route the green wire from here over to here, and that'll eliminate all that wiring, and I'll have my switch in the back, which works. So that's what I'll do with that, and then I'm going to start replacing caps, and once I get all the caps done and check some resistors, I don't think resistors are in too bad shape. I plan on lining it, and that's always a fun video to make. So that's what's coming up for that. The Zenith, I've got to double check. I've got it up there out of the way. I got to double check the circuit board, see if there's any cracks in it. See if any bad solder joints around that area. I think I already did. I'm gonna go ahead and touch them all up and get them back like it should, or hopefully it should be. So that's about it for now, guys. You guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching. See ya.